Hello and welcome to Dad's Desk. This is Rusty. For this project, we are going to take a look at using Adobe Animate CC to create a simple slideshow project. I have displayed on the screen an example of the project. You will notice there are two buttons. The next button will move us to the next image, and the previous button will take us to the previous image. If we're on the last image and the user selects the next button, our code is going to move to the first image. Likewise, if the first image is on the screen and the previous button is selected, the last image will then display. A trace statement is also temporarily coded just so we can see which image is currently displayed. So let's take a look at the project. I'm going to do a Control Enter, and this will launch, and it starts out with picture number 1. When I click on Next, it's going to advance to it, and there you'll see picture 2. Likewise, picture 3, and I can move back in my list also. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to close this particular project, and you will notice if I bring up my computer here that I have already selected or created a slideshow project. Within this one, there is an images folder, and if I open that up, there are the 10 images. The only difference in these images, other than the pictures themselves, you will notice they all have the same name, slideshow underscore, but then 1 through 10, and each image is the same size. These just happen to be, I made them 300 by 218. So let's go ahead and close that one. We will be using ActionScript 3.0 for this project, so I'm going to click on ActionScript 3.0. The current settings that we will have, let me go back over to my timeline here. These are going to be just fine for this particular project. 550 by 400, that's going to give us a little working room on the stage. The frames per second at 24 is going to be fine. I might try to move this down just a little bit so you can see the entire stage there. The only thing I'm going to change on this is the stage color itself. So I'm going to click on this background color, and I'm just going to come down and kind of with my eyedropper tool pick a color about like that. Not that I'm the greatest at color schemes and those sorts of things. Okay, we're going to need 4 layers for this project. So in the lower left hand corner on my new layer icon, I'll just add a total of 4 layers. The top one I'm going to call Actions. And then beneath that will be my images layer. It's where we will have the loader for this one. We're going to make a frame around that, as you saw, so we'll call that our frame layer. And of course our buttons layer, just like that. All the layers will lock them. We'll come back and unlock the buttons layer in just a moment. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and save this project just by simply doing a File and Save. And within my slideshow folder, I'll just give this a name of slideshow. There we go. Okay. Now what I want to do after that finishes saving is unlock the buttons layer, make sure I'm in frame 1, and this is really just a 1 frame project that we will be working with. I need to create those buttons, so I'm going to go over here and get my rectangle tool. Bingo, right there. This one I want no stroke on it. This fill color, I'm going to pick kind of a little darker green, maybe about that one. It'll work okay, I think, for this. I'll get my previous button over here. I'm just going to drag that one and make it about like that size. Okay, then I'll come over and deselect out of that. This time on the next button, I'm going to change it just a little bit. I'm going to make the rounded corners on that. So I'm just going to change this number. Let's try it about 10. See what that does for us. Maybe we like it, maybe we don't. Control Z, you can always do that if you need to. And then we'll create our next one by just doing something about like that. In the real world, I would probably do a copy paste or something, but this is going to work for us on this one. Next, I want to get the text for each of these buttons. So I'll get my text tool. And on this one, I'm going to use a brush script for that. So I'll just drag that up until I find brush script. Right about there. And let's pick standard. For this, we'll change the font color, the 4 color, to white. And let's make it about 24 in size. That might be a little bit small, but we'll go with it anyway. Then I'm going to come over here, click within that one, and I'm going to type in previous. Yeah, that worked pretty well. Let's get my selection tool and then arrow, just so I have it where I want it. Okay, come back and get my text tool again, and I'll come in here, and I'll just type in the word next. Get in there. Next, get my selection tool again, and just arrow that. I could drag it into position if I wanted. Okay, I'll deselect that. I need to convert both of these to buttons. I could make them movie clips, but really I think buttons work better. So with my selection tool, I'll just drag over that right there so that I select the rectangle and the text. Then I'll do a function 8, and I don't want a movie clip. I'm going to change it to a button. Bingo right there. I'm not worried about the registration, and I will give this one a name of BTN Previous, capitalizing the P of previous with the prefix name for button I use is BTN. I'll say OK. Then I'll come over on the Properties panel, and I will change that instance name to BTN Previous. There we go. Okay, we'll deselect that one. With my selection tool, I'll drag over this one, and again, I'm on the buttons layer, so that's the only layer I have to worry about working with. I'll do another function 8. We'll call this one BTN Next. Press enter, and it was a button, if you didn't see that. We'll give it an instance name also of BTN Next. I like to keep the names that object names and the instance names the same. Just works better for me. We'll come over here now and lock that layer because I'm through with that. Do a Control S to save, and I'll let that do it for this video. In the next one, we'll start working with our images and our frame. Okay, as always though, thank you for watching.